That would be obvious. Okay, then we all know what we're doing here. Work the mics as close. Work the mics as close as you possibly can, and we'll
Still
go
has
from there.
sand in his feet.
Yeah, if I get through this without messing it up, it'll be a miracle tonight.
Same thing with Joe.
All right, if we're all ready and you're all ready and you're good over by there, all right, then let's get this thing underway, shall we? The quarterfinals. Hooray for us. Here we go. Hooray. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator, and today we feature teams from Berrien, Springs, and Bridgman as we work into the quarterfinals on WSJM's Academic Challenge, featuring scholastic competition in high schools from Berrien and Van Buren counties, sponsored by Waterville Lake Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Lakeshore Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. And first and foremost, we meet the teams. Let's start with Bridgman. Step up to the microphones, identify yourselves, what grade you're in.
My name is Warren Creddick, and I'm a senior.
My name's Alexandria Anson, and I'm a senior.
My name is Carly Warner, and I'm a senior.
I'm Emily Sarr, and I'm a junior.
And Warren, you're a captain, I assume?
That is me.
Your coach and or coaches here tonight?
Mr. Nicka.
Ta-da. And over to Berrien Springs.
Hello, I'm Joseph Johnson. I'm a freshman.
I'm Corey Buchholz, and I'm a senior.
Callie Staub, sophomore.
Brady West, sophomore.
Joseph, your coach or coaches with you tonight?
Our coach is Virginia Shum.
And she is here, and that is good. All right. Basic rules for the first and second halves. We announce the value of each question before we ask it. When you press your button, please wait to be recognized. 10 seconds to answer a question, 15 if it's a math question. There is no consultation allowed except during the 60-second round. More on that later. I'll be your scorekeeper and co-judge. Bill Klein's the other judge, and he'll be asking the questions. And if everybody is ready, we get to it. Bill, whenever you are ready.
All right, for 5 points, Ghirardelli Square and the Cannery, Nob Hill, the Presidio, Telegraph Hill, the Cow Palace, Chinatown, Fisherman's Wharf, and the Golden Gate Bridge are tourist attractions in what city?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
San Francisco, California.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 10 points, originally named Augusta Academy, it received its present name in 1871. The nickname is the Generals. It's located in Lexington, Virginia. Its name comes from a U.S. president and a Civil War general who was its president from 1865 to 1870. Name the college.
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Grant University.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Warren.
Is it Washington and Lee?
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, what Beach Boys song issues the invitation, "Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how"?
Oh. Emily, please answer in the form that he just asked that question.
The Animals.
Surf and Safari by the Beach Boys.
That is
How
a
about
correct
that?
answer
How many was
for
that?
15 points.
Good job.
For 5 points, in 2001, Utah filed suit to oblige this agency to count Mormon missionaries traveling abroad. If those 11,000 missionaries had been counted, Utah would have gained another seat in the House of Representatives. What agency undertakes an actual numeration of American citizens every 10 years?
Warren, Bridgman.
The Census Bureau.
That is correct for 5 points. For 20 points, never to separate and to reassemble wherever circumstances require until the Constitution of the Kingdom shall be instituted. This statement, issued by the Third Estate during the French Revolution, was called what?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
The tennis court oath.
That is correct for 20 points. For 15 points, he was the son of Anchises and Aphrodite. His wife was Lavinia. After successfully uniting the Trojans and the Latins, he was killed in a battle with the Etruscans. Oh, yeah, you can say that. Name this Roman hero.
Warren, Bridgman.
Romulus?
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs, 5 seconds. Joseph.
Is it Mercury?
Incorrect. Aeneas. A math question for 15 points. Find the value of x and y in the following equations. 3x plus 3y equals 24. Second one is 2x plus y equals 13. Looking for two answers.
Corey, Berrien Springs.
X equals 5 and Y equals 3.
That is correct for 15 points. For 15 points, eager to learn, he could read when he was 4, and he traveled to visit the Pope before he was 7. Impressed with the civilization of Europe, he sought later as king to bring the revival of learning to his people, the Saxons and England. At the same time, he saved his country from the Danish conquest. The century was the 9th. Who was the leader?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
William the Conqueror.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds. Alexandria.
Alexandra.
Incorrect. It was Alfred the Great. For 5 points, its present in pop culture is reflected in Jack Kerouac's On the Road, in a Nat King Cole song, and as the name of a line of fashion under the Kmart brand. That, in part, is why a 40-foot-long chunk of it is featured in the Smithsonian. What is this highway on which musically you can get...
Warren, Bridgman.
Route 66.
That is correct for 5 points. You can get your kicks on Route 66. For 15 points, in what city did composer Johann Brahms spend most of his life?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Vienna.
That is correct for 15 points. For 20 points, what does AF stand for after the date in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World?
Callie, Berrien Springs.
After founding.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds. Time.
It's after Ford. For 5 points. I didn't know they had Fords back then. But
Before Chevy.
yeah. Good thing it wasn't Pontiac. For 5 points, the Treaty of Paris of 1783 was negotiated by Benjamin Franklin, John Jay, Henry Laurens, and what future president?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
John Adams.
That is correct for 5 points. For 10 points, during Charles Darwin's voyage on the Beagle, he read a classic book by Charles Lyell about what branch of science?
Brady, Berrien Springs.
Geology.
That is correct for 5 points, or 10 points, I'm sorry. For 20 points, this culture continued for nearly 4,000 years, and it had impressive accomplishments. Invented writing, constructed canals and an irrigation system, and developed a decimal system. Name this progressive ancient culture.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Egypt.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, Alexandria.
Roman.
Incorrect. It was Sumerian. For 5 points, in which passage do we read... Wait a minute. This passage we read in which H.G. Wells novel? Quote, the whole fabric of a man except the red of his blood and the black pigment of his hair are all made up of transparent, colorless tissue. So little suffices to make us visible, one to another. For the most part, the fibers of a living creature are no more opaque than water. End quote.
Callie, Berrien Springs.
The Invisible Man.
That is correct for 5 points. Long way for 5 points. For 5 points, more soldiers were downed by malaria than by bullets in what 1898 war?
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Spanish-American War.
That is correct for 5 points. 10 points. If Canis familiaris is dog, what is Canis lupus?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Wolf.
Correct for 10 points. For 10 points, he chaired the House Ways and Means Committee during Andrew Jackson's first term as president and became House Speaker during Jackson's second term. Who was this Jackson ally, fellow Tennessean, and eventual president?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Polk.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. Right there on Tennessee Hill and Nashville. For 10 points, a portable case for holding material. The materials collected in such a case, especially an artist's collection of drawings. A group of investments held by an investor. These are among the definition of what word?
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Portfolio.
That is correct for 10 points. For 20 points, George Gershwin won the first Pulitzer Prize given for a musical. Name that musical.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Cats.
Oh, I thought that first one was
yeah.
your answer.
Cats.
Incorrect.
Was wrong on both counts there. Bridgman, 5 seconds. Time.
Oh, and Jim could sing this one.
I won't, though.
Of the I Sang.
There you go. Next question, final question of the first half.
For 10 points, what law of multiplication establishes an identity between AXB, XC, and AX parent BXC close parent? What law of multiplication?
Warren, Bridgman,
Distributive?
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs.
He's
Your
pressing.
beeper has come undone, but I see you beeping back there. Brady,
Associative?
That is correct for 10 points.
hang on a second while we rehook up your beeper. Meanwhile,
Well, we're on beeper short.
that's the end of the first half of today's academic challenge. We'll be back with the score in the 62nd round. After this on WSJM, the News and Talk of Michigan's Great Southwest. Are you disconnected too?
Are you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, she's in.
I'm okay.
You're okay? All right.
Not sorry.
Oh, there it is.
I didn't know if I should say it. Oh, it's this. Okay, Brady. Oh, we got some great choices here.
Nation, state line, also?
That's better than. That'll work.
Nations could include history or
Nation, state lines,
Let's do all of them.
Wait, we do know everything.
Why don't we just wait?
Why don't we just...
state lines meet state
It could be state motto.
borders or
You know the mottos of all the
Right
states.
first.
disputes about state lines.
Yeah, I like nations. We should do nations.
Yeah.
Because there's
So,
more nations.
so that's
so
one,
probably
and
be
then
a lot of
ow.
topics.
And then state lines.
So just down 1, 2, 3, down.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what it is every time. Because they're going to nations.
State line.
Nice polk, by the
I feel
way.
like they're trying to trick us with that.
Pull it out of nowhere.
So this is not gonna come undone.
I kept like, I wasn't buzzing fast enough. It was sad with myself.
Good thing they're not going to be at home.
Hands are cold, man. We only have one today.
That's not going to be home. They're going to
Thank
be...
God. Because I have a
My
public
dad's
to do by
in
tomorrow.
Mississippi. So I'm
Public
not picking him up
heavy.
We're good?
on Saturday.
All right, people, let's bring it back and carry on. Here we go. At the end of the first half, the score, Berrien Springs 120, Bridgman 35. And we move on to the 62nd round. Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 as you can. Each is worth 10 points, and there is a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You are encouraged to consult with one another at this point. The answers must come from the team captain. You may and should pass if you don't know the answer. After the minute is up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer the ones you missed, the passed on, or the ones you didn't get to. Bridgman, you're trailing at the moment. You'll have first choice of these categories: nations, state line, authors. What are we going with?
I think we're gonna choose authors.
Warren says they're going with authors. So, okay. Bill, whenever you're ready,
All right,
anything to
there's
set
an
it up?
intro here. I'll
Okay.
give you the middle names of some authors who were known by 3 names. And you give me the first and last names. All right.
All right, 60 seconds when you're ready.
Arlington,
We're gonna pass.
Barrett,
Pass.
Bashivas.
Leo Tolstoy.
Incorrect. Beecher.
Oh, Harriet Stowe.
That's correct. Bernard.
Henry Shaw.
Incorrect. Bashi. Or Baishi.
Pass.
Butler.
And pass.
Christian.
Pass.
I'm sorry?
Pass.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cullen.
Nothing on that?
That was unexpected.
All right. One correct for 10 extra points. We will turn the category over to Berrien Springs and see how they fare with the ones that were missed and or passed
Okay.
on.
Who's giving the answer? Corey?
Ready?
Okay.
Corey
again.
is?
Yes,
All
I'm
All
the
right,
captain.
then.
I'll give you the middle names of some authors who were known by 3 names, and you give me the first and last names.
Here we go.
Arlington.
Jack Johnson.
Edward Robinson.
I tried.
Barrett.
Ulysses Grant. I don't know.
Elizabeth Browning. Bashivas.
Henry Beecher.
Isaac Singer. Bernard.
George Shaw.
That's correct. Baishi. Or Bishi.
Frank Gupta.
Percy Shelley. Butler.
Frank Seymour.
William Yeats. Christian.
Bale.
Hans Christian. Anderson. Cullen.
Looks like a big I don't know there.
Yeah.
I got one correct there as well
10 points.
for 10 points.
That was a tough one. That was a
right.
tough category.
Well, that was fun. Still 2 categories left, and Berrien Springs, you get to choose from amongst them, and the remaining categories are state line and nations. What do you like?
We're going to choose nations.
We're going to go with nations. All right.
All right, there's no intro on this
Set
one.
up here. At the ready, 60 seconds on the clock.
It has more people than all other South American countries combined. Name this nation.
Brazil.
Correct. The Hellenic Republic is known in English as?
Greece.
Correct. The provinces include Calabria, Tuscany, and Lombardy.
Italy.
Correct. What country borders Russia, the Czech Republic, and Germany?
Poland.
Correct. What nation is bordered by Spain, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Italy, Germany, and Belgium?
France.
Correct. In what country would you find the largest pyramid in the world?
Egypt.
Incorrect. Lebanon shares borders with only 2 nations. Israel is one. What is the other?
Syria.
Correct. What nation owns October Revolution Island?
Germany.
Incorrect. On a list of Central American nations arranged alphabetically, which one is last on the list?
Panama.
Correct. We started it, should we finish?
All right. Yes.
South America's highest and lowest points are located in what country?
Peru.
Incorrect.
I have 7 correct for 70 points.
It's okay.
Which, leaves a few for Bridgman. So let's restart the clock. And Bridgman,
I'm gonna ask you guys.
when you're ready, here we go.
In
Yeah,
what
ready.
country would you find the largest pyramid in the world?
U.S.
Mexico. What nation owns October Revolution Island?
Russia.
Correct. South America's highest and lowest points are located in what country?
Chile.
Argentina.
That's the category. 1 correct for 10 more points. And
I'm
I believe that wraps up the 60-second round.
That's it for 60.
All right. That ends the 60-second round. We'll check the scores and conclude the game of the second half here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
And you were right. The state line is borders.
Here, let me have the state line one in case we get to the point where we
They always like to be tricky, though. We didn't know if it was going to end up being like some kind of state song or something like that.
Puns.
Next time when they choose golf course,
But that would have been the category would have been titled State Lines.
We got
It would have been an
somebody
S.
down there.
State line kind of gears you towards the boundary, but that's really subtle.
But you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Better to just go with something just
Yeah.
No subs for you guys?
Elliot's coming.
Yeah, but-
up. Oh, not us.
Oh, okay. All right. So. Wow. Nice.
Well, thank you. And it's for play. So. But thank you for noticing.
festival.
I have to play a 98-year-old Jew.
Maddie.
And a Cubs fan to boot.
Who's a Cub fan?
M-E-T-T-I-E.
Oh, we had a talk about
And he's Joseph, and he's the love interest. I finally get the girl. She's 97.
What happened in history today?
Yeah.
We're good?
There you go. You went down.
All right.
You calm down.
Brady, you're doing the spiel. Is that what I'm understanding? And Warren, over here for you? Okay, here we go. The score at the end of the 62nd round. Berrien Springs 200 and Bridgman 35. Let's find out a little bit about what's happening at 55, excuse me. Let's find out what's happening at each of our participating schools. And from Berrien Springs, here's Brady.
Greetings from Berrien Springs High School. Congratulations to Garrett Cleveland for his third place finish at the individual state wrestling tournament in the 103-pound weight class. We would also like to congratulate all Berrien Springs choirs on their excellent rating at festival. We would like to say congratulations to our very own Matt Reeves and Corey Buckles on bringing home the bling from today's regional Science Olympiad competition at Lake Michigan College. Berrien Springs bands will compete at the Regional Concert Festival this week at Lake Michigan College. Spring sports are getting ready to gear up with practices starting today. We would like to thank Lake Michigan College, Chemical Bank, Watervliet Public Schools, Lakeshore Public Schools, and WSJM 94.9 for sponsoring this event.
Thank you, sir. And from Bridgman, Warren.
Okay, first and foremost, most recently we had a track started for boys and girls just yesterday, and we also won our first round of districts for basketball last night. Later this week on Friday, the Bridgman Band has festival. Hopefully we're going to do well. That would be very nice. And a little history fact from Mr. Nicka. Today, Common Sense by Thomas Paine got published.
Very nice.
In
Thank you, sir. We
1776.
do have a few substitutions here from Bridgman. Who's new here? Down at the far end, number at the fourth chair, we have
I'm Elliot Hankey, and I'm a junior.
Elliot. Welcome. And over on the Berrien Springs side, we have a couple. Chair number 3 is
Matthew Reeves, I'm junior.
and number 4.
Jessica Chin, I'm a senior.
All right,
Hi.
Jessica. Let me get you properly affixed up here.
Fix
And,
that
we can get started with the second half. Everybody at the ready? Let's begin the second half of today's academic challenge between Bridgman and Berrien Springs. Bill?
For 10 points, security officials across what continent raided terrorist cells they'd evidently been watching for months and in 2 days had arrested or killed more than 24 suspects?
Joseph, Berrien Springs?
Asia. Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds.
Israel.
Alexandria?
Sorry, Israel.
Incorrect. It was Europe. For 10 points, Lindsey Vonn recently won a Super G for her record 63rd World Cup victory and celebrated with an embrace from a surprise visitor, her boyfriend. Who was that?
Time.
Tiger Woods.
Oh. What the?
That's why he's not playing golf.
That's right.
For 10 points. What key architect of the Affordable Care Act said the stupidity of the American voter helped make sure the mandate didn't look like a tax?
Time.
And this guy, hopefully we'll never hear from him again. Jonathan Gruber. For 15 points, President Obama used what tool to sidestep Congress on his immigration policy?
Alexandria Bridgman.
A veto?
Incorrect.
Berrien Springs Joseph.
An executive order.
That's correct for 15 points. For 5 points, the Nusra Front, a terrorist organization, is trying to overthrow the Assad regime in what country?
Warren Bridgman.
Syria?
That's correct.
On the maps, it doesn't have that question mark after
No,
it.
it doesn't.
For 5 points, the North American oil boom has had a negative impact on what 12-member oil cartel?
Warren Bridgman.
OPEC?
That's correct for 5 points. For 10 points, Buffalo, New York's epic snowfall was the result of lake effect snow from what body of water?
Joseph Berrien Springs.
The Atlantic Ocean.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. 5 seconds.
Lake effect.
Warren.
Erie?
Yeah, that's correct. 10 points. A little bit more forceful there. 10 points. Yosemite is the most recent version of what operating system for Apple computers?
Warren Bridgman.
OS 10? OS X?
Yes, OX 10. That's
that is
correct,
correct.
for 10 points. Keep forgetting that Roman numeral X is 10. For 10 points, President Obama plans to visit what city in March to commemorate the 50th anniversary of historic marches led by Martin Luther King, combating segregation and seeking to guarantee African Americans' right to vote?
Joseph Berrien Springs.
Montgomery.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. 5 seconds. He actually already went there, but
Yeah, it's already happened. They had a movie about Selma.
Selma.
For 5 points, the NFL has confirmed that 11 of the 12 provided footballs used by which team?
Joseph Berrien Springs.
The Patriots.
That is correct. For 5 points. For 5 points, what product is aged in ancient caves in Roquefort, France?
Matt Berrien Springs.
Cheese.
More specific.
Swiss cheese.
Correct.
Yeah. Bridgman. 5 seconds. Warren.
Lamb cheese.
No, it's in Roquefort, France. It's Roquefort cheese. For 20 points. Ready for some proverbial pendeltry? Let's see if you can recognize a familiar bit of advice in this unfamiliar wording. Non-existence of profitability accrues from a nullity of intrepidity. Non-existence of profitability accrues from nullity of intrepidity.
Wow. Matt Berrien Springs.
No pain, no gain.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. 5 seconds.
Close. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, the lawyer had to write that. For 5 points, a 52-year-old salesman named Ray Kroc brought out the McDonald's Brothers hamburger business in 1940. He turned it into the most efficient and profitable food delivery system in the world. Can you name a specific product that made his company famous?
Joseph Berrien Springs.
The chicken nugget.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds. Warren?
The McBurger.
Incorrect. It was the Big Mac.
I was trying to
Buns, double cheese, sauce, and all kinds of goofy stuff.
On the sesame seed bun.
Yeah, on a sesame seed bun. For 15 points, onyx, jasper, and agate are varieties of which mineral?
Corey, Berrien Springs.
Quartz.
That's correct for 15 points. A math question for 15 points. List the rational roots, if any, of this equation. X squared equals 3.
Matt, Berrien Springs.
Plus or minus square root of 3.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, any takers? I'll take that as a no.
And the key was, if any. There were none. For 5 points, what manuscript did Pictorial Review editor Herbert Mays reject in the 1930s, noting, "Who needs the Civil War now? Who cares?" What manuscript?
Warren, Bridgman.
All Quiet in the Western Front.
Well, that was World War I. No.
Berrien Springs. Anybody? 5 seconds. Joseph.
The Communist Manifesto.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. Same genre.
For 20 points, he advocated a strong central government which would entirely dominate the states, a president elected for life, a senate of men appointed for life by the president, and suffrage restricted to freeholders. Yet in defeat, he loyally accepted the will of the majority and devoted his very considerable literary skill to giving the Constitution its final form.
Joseph, Berrien Springs.
Be Thomas Jefferson.
Incorrect. And complete, give me the full name of this founding father.
Bridgman, your shot. 5 seconds. Warren.
Alexander Hamilton?
Incorrect. Governor Morris. Governor was his first name, not the title.
Next question. Going to be the final question of the second half.
Oh, God, you guys will love this one. For 5 points, how do you spell perseverance?
Warren, Bridgman.
P-E-R-S-E-V-E-R-A-N-C-E.
Correct. For 5 points.
We end on a high note. So that wraps it up. Today's academic challenge match. We'll tabulate the scores and announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
See, mine doesn't have any.
Good job.
Job done.
That was
Good job, Berrien.
With the Big
Nice
Mac
job.
and the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And it was
Ten.
like,
10.
I didn't want it to cry.
This one's dentures, by the way, if you were
What?
wondering. This one's dentures. The
That's
Wait,
question's
what?
on the back of the
set
thing.
of teeth.
On the back of the thing, it's dentures.
Oh, whoa. That's cool. What's chairs, tables, beds, and sofa? Furniture. There you go.
Just reach across the table.
The
Like,
seven remains the same, right?
That
just
is
high five from over here. Woo! That's how you do it.
that's
Yeah.
I'm the one with the glorious medals.
Truly.
I could like
Tea.
take like a spa day with you.
Truly.
That was does it help? Underground through your eyes. That's what those are for.
That's what you lay upside down and you pull them this way and it reverses the bags. Like you hang them on your knife. And they pull up, but you're upside down, so it's like going down.
You're
Pulls
upside
up.
down.
Yeah, so it
I don't
pulls the
know.
bags
Yeah,
up
there's
and reverses gravity.
The tank.
Reverses the effects of gravity.
And that's what the
And,
medals.
and gets
I was like,
the medals, you clip them to your eyelids. And you
Ready? Here we go. Let's bring it back.
don't need that.
Let's get the right script here. Here we go. We're back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and thank our sponsors and the winners by a score of 235 to 90. The team from Berrien Springs. How about a nice hand for Berrien Springs? Winners in the quarterfinals here today. Who do you come up against next? You get St. Joe in the next round, so good for you. Thank you all for joining us on this edition of Academic Challenge, brought to you by Lakeshore Public Schools, Lake Michigan College, Waterville Public Schools, and by Chemical Bank. And next time, it's Lakeshore versus Bangor, head-to-head here on Academic Challenge. Thank you, folks.
Good job.
Well done, as always. Well done.
He was number one.
He was number one.
It is the end.
What have I started?
Joe.